Patrick, Andy said that you maintained a relationship with Kareem over the years. Just wonder what that journey's been like for him from your perspective since he's left here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Kareem was a close friend of mine while he was here. Just being in the same draft class, everything like that. He came to my wedding. But obviously, he went to Cleveland, has had a good career there, has learned and become a better person, and I'm glad to have him back now. And let's get him accustomed to the offense and see how fast we can get him out there.
What have your conversations been like with him over the past couple of days?
Yeah, I knew he was coming into the building. Obviously, I know he had to go through his workout process and meeting with the coaches and Veach and everybody. But at the end of the day, man, I just root for the person to keep becoming a better and better person. And the football secondary, but I'm glad to have him back and in the building. And I gave him a high five and a hug when I saw him because it's a person that I used to spend a lot of time with a long time ago.
Patrick, when he left, I think the term you used was, "We don't do those things." So I wonder how you found a way to balance both your friendship with him, but also to condemn the behavior. What that's like for a friend.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone, everybody has friends that make mistakes, and obviously some are bigger than others. But at the same time, you want to make the person better. You want to see them taking the right steps to become a better person for themselves, their family, and the rest of society. And so I think you've seen that with Kareem. And so I've stayed in touch with him just to see how he's doing, how his family's doing, everything like that. And he's been able to carve out a great career in the NFL. But, I mean, you've seen he's been able to keep his nose clean and be a better person, and that's what you want in order to make everybody better people.
You and Brett have been lockstep, like draft film and always sharing things. What did you see on the tape? What can you reasonably expect production-wise on the field once he does get caught up?
Yeah, I mean, a guy that plays hard, plays physical, can catch the ball in the backfield, still has explosion in between the tackles. And so we have a lot of guys in that running back room now that are going to have a chance to kind of take up some of that role while Isaiah is out. But they're ready for it, and I'm glad that Veach has built such a great running back room, and adding Kareem is just going to be another step in that of taking a vital role of this team until we can get popped back.
We didn't have a chance to ask Coach about what's going to happen at left tackle today. What did you see, and what's it been like with Kingsley and Wanya over the last couple of days looking at film, and who do you expect to be out there with you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't make those decisions at the end of the day. I have a lot of trust in both those guys. I thought Kingsley had good snaps, had bad snaps. That's just part of the process of being a rookie, going up against a great pass rusher. But I think you saw he took accountability. He's learning from it. And then Wanya's played snaps as well, and he's done great things. And he's getting better and better. And so I think the coaches will, at the end of the day, make a determination they think is best for the team. But I trust both those guys, whoever's out there.
There are guys that are going to take the carries Pacheco had, but how do you replace, like, he just brought a different pop and energy. How do you replicate that and, I guess, replace that on offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be everybody. That's not going to be just that running back room. I mean, you said it, the energy that he brings. I mean, the way he runs the football, the way he pops up, he's always positive mindset. That's going to take other guys to step up with. It starts with me. I got to bring that mindset. I got to play better football, put guys in better positions. But at the same time, I have to keep the energy going. And so that's a special thing that Pop does. I don't think one person can do that, have that amount of energy and play that hard. I mean, it really is a special characteristic of him. But I think the whole team can come together and bring that energy in his absence.
Patrick, you had a battle back from an injury back with your knee. What was your message like for Pop to go through?
Yeah, I mean, he loves the game, so he wants to be out there, and he puts so much work into it. So I think at first, I mean, you obviously are upset that you have the injury, but if I know anything, I know that man's going to be getting after it. It's going to be more about the trainers having to hold him back than him not getting in and getting to work, because he loves it so much, man, and he's in the building, he's working, and I'm excited for the comeback, man, because he's going to come back ready to go whenever he gets back.
Patrick, how fast could you tell what had happened to him? And Andy made a point of saying he wasn't going to let anybody help him off the field. He was going to get off the field himself.
Yeah, I knew. I didn't see the tackle because of the angle that I was at. I've seen it obviously now. The fact that he popped up and he was like running off the field, and I mean, I think he was trying to get back on the field, and that just speaks to the type of competitor that he is. And so I didn't realize it was as serious of an injury until after the game, just the moment that we were in. But like I said, he's going to attack it, man, and he'll be back, I'm sure, sooner rather than later.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what's the mindset required to have success on the road? Is it different than just any other game?
I think the mindset is that you have to just come in with the mentality and really sharpen up on your details, which I think offensively we have to do anyways, starting with me. And so this is a good team, a lot of great players. I've played against a lot of these guys that are all in one spot now with a great defensive scheme, and it's going to be a great environment Sunday Night Football in Atlanta. So we're going to have to sharpen up our stuff offensively. Defense is playing great. They're going to keep playing good. But we got to continue to get better and better at the little things, and so that we can go out there and just play free when we get there.
What are the challenges with going up against a Raheem Morris defense, generally speaking, of course?
Yeah, well, first off, his schemes, he has a really good scheme. He has a good understanding of defenses and what the offense is trying to attack in his defense. So I think that, along with he's very game plan specific. So even though he has his scheme and has things that he works on, he tries to take away what you're best at. That's what all the best defensive coordinators do, and now he's a head coach. And you can see just from the little interactions I've had with him and the interactions I've seen, I mean, he's a great leader. And I think that's something that every player that you see that's played on one of his teams, offense or defensively, has said. And so it's going to be a great challenge for us, man, and I'm excited for it.
Last couple go Nathan and Sam. Go Nate.
Patrick, I'm sure you're aware of this, but you had a lot of passes that were either at or behind the line of scrimmage. Last week, it's starting to become a trend league-wide.
Yep.
What do you attribute it to, whether from your standpoint or just when you're watching other guys play?
Yeah, I think this last week in general, I didn't play to my standard, so I think I have to be better. There was some opportunities down the middle areas of the field that I think I missed. We hit, obviously, the deep one to Rasheed, but whenever teams take away the deep stuff, you have to throw it underneath, but you still have to have the ability to threaten the middle of the field, so that's something that I will continue to work at. And then limiting mistakes for myself. But I think across the league, I think teams are just going to make you drive the entire field. I think that's just kind of the thought process, and then trying not to let you score in the red zone. But there is opportunities out there, and you just have to execute at a higher level. There's not as many as maybe I've had previously.
Sam.
Similar question, maybe you just answered it, but you mentioned earlier that you have to get better at the details. Is it that, just your selection of where to put the ball?
Yeah, that this with the tight zone coverages, kind of the match zone coverages that you're playing, the windows aren't big, and so you have to be on time. Even if you look at the first interception I threw, I think Travis had a window there. I just was late to that window, and so just being on time. And if you don't, the defenses are collapsing those windows quick. And so those are the little things that I have to be better at, of getting the ball there on time, accurately, and at not making the mistakes at the same time. So it's just stuff that you have to continue to work on throughout the season. But we got to be better, and I got to be better as the season goes on.
Thanks, Patrick.